and welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. This is the third leg of the Triple Crown, and it will be a race to remember. It's the Belmont Stakes. We're going to do it at Saratoga once again. Today, we're going to just preview the contenders and maybe do compare and contrast some styles, maybe try to nail down a few that we like other than the top horses, maybe some horses to include in the exotics. It's going to be a small field. It's going to be a quick video. So the Belmont Stakes itself will be a split the pot race, but we're also going to do other split the pot races. I might do one for Friday and do another one. So we'll maybe do 3 total split the pot contests for next week. Going to be lots of content, so set your notification bells. But to be eligible to win any of these contests is you have to subscribe to the channel first and foremost. You click that like button while you're at it, and in the comments, use the hashtag BHS, which does 2 things. It helps promote the channel, obviously, which I very much appreciate, but it also lets me know you're interested in the contest. And so that is going to be today's question in the comments will be, who do you think, other than sovereignty and journalism, can go upset this field and win the Belmont Stakes? So not everybody, I don't know if everybody's going to show up or not. I tried to get the latest. I believe Grande's not going to go. But Pletcher's going to have another new shooter in there. So we're going to take a look at the field as it stands right now before they do post draws. Sovereignty will start with the Godolphin homebred, who won the Kentucky Derby, historic first for the stables. And then Belmont's playbook is usually 5 weeks between races. So he skips the Preakness and prepares for the Belmont. He's been working at Saratoga for a few weeks now. 4 furlongs and 49. Did go 5 in 102.54. He's just trying to keep his horse busy, occupied, and keep him from getting bored because the horse has maintained his fitness pretty well. The Godolphin stables, you can say what you want about not trying for the Triple Crown, but they're playing the long game here. They're looking toward next year. They're based in Dubai. Obviously, Sheikh Mohammed is the ruler of Dubai, who owns basically runs the stables. So the UAE Dubai is where they're going to go for the $12 million race. So they want this horse running in that Dubai World Cup as a 4-year-old. Now, journalism, obviously, Mike McCarthy, different one. The gritty second in the Kentucky Derby, gutting it out, and before being passed up by Sovereignty. Then he overcame the troubled trip, like we've talked about ad nauseum, with Gosker and this, that, and the other. And just to close the book on Rispoli, his ride, whose fault it was, I don't consider anyone to be really at fault. I mean, Pratt just, as many races now that I've noticed, he's elbowing guys all the time, going around inside, outside, trying to jerk them over and get out of his way kind of thing. So, but he held his line. That's just where I stand. I'll die on that hill. Rispoli was the one that tried to stick his nose up in there where it didn't belong. But my one thing to take away is this. If you own this horse and you know that once this horse goes to stud, he's going to be worth millions, $50 to $100 million, probably in his lifetime over a 10-year period of stud. Do you want a jockey taking those kind of risks? Or do you want, don't kill my horse before we get a chance to make millions of dollars off of him? And I'll just leave it at that. So his ability has never been in question. I mean, he earned a 110 figure in the heart department for that close in the Preakness to get the W. So big ups to journalism. Baeza is the half brother, and we've talked about this before, and others have too. 2023 Derby winner Mage. Then 2024 Belmont winner Dornoch. Well, Dornick ran in the Kentucky Derby as well. Had that terrible post position, got beat to hell on the rail. But his dam is Puka, who's by Big Brown. And that makes 3 straight foals that she has gotten to the Kentucky Derby, which is unprecedented. That's very good for a dam broodmare. So breaking from the far outside post, Baeza was able to find position toward the back of the pack, moving forward by the half mile and continue to push his way into the top 10 by the 1 mile marker. And I mean, he was right on it. Pratt was tucked up inside. but he elbowed his way in that race. If you watch the replay, he elbowed his way to create enough space to get outside after he was inside there. Then he weaved back and forth a little bit. I believe he got into the path of the fourth place runner, Final Gambit, but you're not going to get penalized for that. But he did got really close to journalism for the third place finish. So sheriffs decided to skip the Preakness, focus on the Belmont. He returns to Santa Anita to put in a couple of works. He went 4 and 53.60, 6 and 112.40. He should be ready to rock and roll. Now we got it's not a new shooter, but it's a one that's, I'm glad it's back in the mix again. Hill Road, trained by Chad Brown. I liked him going into the wood. He was my pick, but he scratched out due to a fever. Then he brought him back in the aqueduct for the Peter Pan, and boy, did he fly like Peter Pan. The magical finish set that quality road coat up for this upcoming Belmont, adding another layer of intrigue to an already stacked field of late runners. So he recently worked 4 and 48.75 at Belmont Park. So with these closers or pace stalkers, it's going to be wild. We'll get to another intrigue coming soon. But Heart of Honor broke last out of the gate in the Preakness, settled in last, having trouble just keeping up. Only passed horses that completely melted down and were pulling over to pit out of gas. So not seeing a contender there. But then we're going to round it out with, or almost round it out with Rodriguez. But Rodriguez might be the lone speed in the race. Bob Baffert, if he's got this horse ready to go, of course, he was scratched out for the foot bruise in the Derby. Then he wasn't right for the Preakness. So now he's healthy, which I do question. He did go back to training, but he did have a workout in between the Derby and Preakness too. So that doesn't guarantee anything in my book. But he did go 7 furlongs handily, 124.80. So, but I'll believe it when I see it. If it, we get in there. But then there's some other ones like Crudo is definitely one. This one's sired by Justify. I don't know if Crudo's going to go or not, but it's a Todd Pletcher entry and just lights out in the Sir Barton, wire to wire by more than 7. So if this horse can get out on front and provide some early speed too, he could be dangerous loose on the lead. You never know. Pletcher's dominance at Saratoga is well documented. He's got 14 trainer titles, 100 graded stakes wins. So he can just develop those young horses like Crudo, especially at Saratoga, and that's where we have the Belmont. Another one, Uncaged. I don't know. I just kind of recently found out about this one, and I'm assuming Grande's not going to go now that Uncaged is up in here. Unseasoned contender himself, entering the 157th Belmont, but Hall of Fame trainer Todd Pletcher knows how to develop them. He's been training at Saratoga, but the 6th place finish in the Peter Pan, he had a good inside trip and just had no pop down the stretch. Now, it could be still developing. He is a March foal, so March is a little bit late. Not that late, but a little bit late. Usually January, February are the more mature ones, but once you get foals into March, April, May, then they do take a little bit longer. But Uncaged rounds out the contenders I have so far. But obviously, our top 2 are going to be Sovereignty and Journalism. Then you have Baeza. I'm sure a lot of you are going to just say, give me Baeza or give me Rodriguez. One of those two. So it would be wild to see an upset. I'd be stunned if one of the top 2 doesn't win the race. But we'll have to see. There's lots to cover. So that'll be it for today. But remember to be subscribed to the channel, set those notifications, because there's going to be tons of racing. I've got an entire set of races, 5 or 6 races. I might even dip into Thursday at Saratoga, but we got Friday's card is loaded. Saturday's card is loaded. There's a dozen or more stakes races to cover. So be engaged and stay tuned. We'll see you.